Hi, it is Wednesday, October 22nd, 2025. And AI had told me that tomorrow, Thursday, and in my mind it's Thursday because the Thursday trading day has started, and I'm so tuned in with that right now. But AI had told me that Thursday was the peak day in Diwani, the Indian holiday that's going on right now, but I spoke with a gentleman an Indian gentleman, and he told me it was yesterday was the peak day, but it's a season. And whatever the case, there's been a lot of physical demand coming out of India, as you know, for gold and silver, um, and especially for silver. There's been this physical squeeze I've been talking about on this channel. Well, what we saw today, and it started yesterday, but it worsened today, was the same thing happening in platinum. So yesterday, probably around 1 o'clock New York time, that's just off my recollection. It might have been a little earlier, a little later, but platinum went into backwardation. It was, I'd say, $7 to $10 uh, throughout the rest of the evening into today, and then this morning in New York, it spiked up that backwardation. It widened substantially to 40, 50. I saw it as high as $60, which is a massive, massive spread. Uh, Now, platinum's a different market than silver. While India is the biggest silver market in the world, China is the biggest platinum market as far as a physical market, as far as physical demand. And Japan, interestingly enough, is actually second because of the industrial, they make a lot of automobiles there, uh, and because they actually platinum jewelry apparently is popular in Japan, and platinum bullion. So uh, it's actually earlier in the day, Tokyo and its uh, China, where the bulk of this demand in platinum's coming from. Now, platinum's different than silver also because platinum's a lot easier to arbitrage. If you're talking about regional dislocations, you can put platinum on a plane and cover the cost of that flight a lot more easily than silver because you can just get a lot more value for the same weight, to reduce your fuel costs. Speaking of fuel costs, oil went up today big time, and it's, I guess, the triggering event was Trump putting the sanctions on the oil exports out of Russia, or the imports from Russia, I guess it would be. You can't, I mean, what Russia does with other nations is only, well, it depends what other nations, right? So, but let's say with Trump's dealing with imports to America, so uh, and this has spiked global oil prices, but we're seeing now a commodity squeeze in two different commodities, silver and platinum, and those are one thing. Platinum mostly is for automobiles. We can live without new automobiles for a while. Silver is for new solar power. We could live without that. I mean, the man on the street is not going to make a huge difference immediately. But you talk about oil, and that's a whole different story if you start getting a physical squeeze in oil. That is an input in every fucking good that gets shipped, which is everything. Um, and it's fuel, it's everything. You want to talk about real hyperinflation, that's the market. If that fucking goes, that's, you're fucking done. Um, that's not the only important commodity market. There are also agricultural commodities. I don't know these markets well enough, um, to predict where a physical squeeze is going to develop, but these are going to create real hardship. These things instantly fucking plummet, dollar collapse. But guess what, man? I wrote a book. It's called Discourse, The Bridge to Light, and it assumes an event like this is going to happen, um, where essentially the dollar has become completely worthless through one mechanism or another, whether that's oil spiking, whether that's uh, it collapsing relative to other currencies, whether that's a bond market collapse, whether that's agricultural commodities spiking. So a lot of these are possibilities I've mentioned over the years. I've done videos on here. I don't know if all those videos are still up, but one reason or another, we're going to get to the same end game, which is a world of fucking trouble, and we need a fucking way out. And I provide a way out. I provide, given the facts of what physically exists in the world, how can we fucking transition to a free economy and one where people can survive first and then have opportunities to improve their lots in life, and take care of first, themselves, to the people they care about, and then to an increasing circle of people as their prosperity increases. So, I want to say, okay, is it Diwani, I think, is the name of the holiday. I hope I got it right. Apparently, it's all about this. It's all about darkness to light. And I have felt like it may take a moment of darkness for the light that my book has to offer to shine. And we very well are on the threshold of that moment. So this is alignment, but I don't believe this is alignment by an evil overseer and controller of governments. I believe this is an alignment that will bring humanity to a better place. So I'm going to leave the link to where you can purchase my book on Amazon below. It's $15 for a paperback, or it's $25 if you want to get a hardback. So both options are available. It's available on Amazon marketplaces throughout the world, not just the US facing ones. So check your local region. It is a US centric book in the sense that I talk about how America can transition, but a lot of the lessons are universal, and every country is going to have issues to consider in the wake of this collapse, whatever this collapse ends up being. So, yeah, a lot of these people don't understand right now. They see this sell-off and they think it means the rally's over, but the structure hasn't changed. The backwardation hasn't changed. The shortages are remaining, and they're becoming universal. They're becoming global. So AI wrote a really good bit on, I wrote about the oil price. I'm going to link that too. That's on my Blue Sky channel. If you're aligned with me, please come check me out on there. I haven't had any allies on there other than one guy who was there early on who doesn't seem to be there anymore. And it would be really cool to have some support from libertarians who can bring different points to the table and can validate certain things that I say. It would mean a lot. if anyone joined me on there. So with that, you guys have a happy Diwani. Goodbye.